everyone. Welcome to One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. This is the day after Christmas Day. I know some of you are thinking that it's a letdown, but I've got a special treat for you tonight. We've got a young man that's on the program that you're going to really enjoy getting to know a little bit more about him. And he's a really great young man, a great role model for other students, as well as an outstanding student athlete. You're gonna really enjoy listening to what Clayton Hamler has to say tonight. So without any further ado, and I'm just going to bring him on and let him speak about himself, and we'll get to know more. Clayton, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Merry Christmas day before.
Yep. Merry Christmas. Hope you had a
All
good
right.
Christmas. Hope everyone had a good one.
Yeah. Hey, we got a friend of ours on already, Shelly Shirts. She's on here, and I think she doesn't live too far from you over there as well. So, you guys are all kind of.
Oh,
I think she's
yep.
over on Forest um,
Yeah.
Lane over in that area. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. I know you're off on school break, and obviously, the greatest gift that we could give today is to have you come on the program. And Shelly just corrected me, Clayton. She does that a lot. She said she lives on Meadows Street, so
Oh, okay.
just saying. Thanks,
They're
Shelly.
really close. They're close.
Yeah, that's great. So, tell me a little bit about what's been going on with you. You said you had some family come into town, and was that
Yeah.
kind of nice?
Yeah. It was really good to see them. They come down almost every Christmas. It's my great aunt Diane and my great uncle Wayne. They live in Florida and they come down for Christmas.
All right.
And we normally have a big family Christmas. And it's good to see how everyone be with the family. It's
So,
nice.
what did they think about the weather we're having? I mean, coming from Florida, I mean that's a little different, right?
Yeah, they're definitely not used to it.
No, it's crazy, but I know that down south they're having a lot of bad weather as well, and it's
That's what I heard. I heard that.
yeah. I know my dad used to live in Texas when he was alive, and uh, people don't drive very well when it's icy and snowy down there.
They're not used to it.
No, not at all. And then here's the strange thing is that Jay, my son-in-law, who is normally on the program with us, and he's got the night off because of Christmas, and or I'm just gonna say he didn't get the memo. I'm just gonna call it out. He didn't get the memo, but
Happens.
they live in Colorado, and on the days that we were down to zero, they were having 32-degree weather. That does not make any sense whatsoever. Up in the mountains, it should have been colder.
Yeah, that's weird. Doesn't make sense. I agree.
Hey, we got some pretty cool people watching with us right now, and I think you know them.
Oh
Debbie and
yeah.
Norm Hamler, they're watching. Uh,
Yep.
now tell everybody who they are.
Debbie is my grandmother. That is my dad's mom, and Norman is my grandpa, my dad's father. They
Yeah,
live right up the street. So
yes, they're pretty awesome. I've known them for a long time, and man, your grandma, she did some great work for our community for a very long time. Why don't you, before we get too far, why don't you tell everybody what she did in Jefferson City?
well, are you talking about special learning center?
Uh huh.
Yeah, so she kind of helped run the special learning center. It's over by TJ, and it just kind of helps kids with disabilities be able to learn and make them feel a part of it all. And yeah.
Good. Did you ever get to go over and help her out any, or I mean, did you ever participate in any of that?
Well, when I was a little bit younger, I spent a lot of time there because just to help out, and
Mhm.
I also learned a lot there too. So
Mhm.
yeah, I spent some time there, and
Very
it was
good.
good.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna start getting into the meat of the questions. I've done all the preliminary questions that you did not know about, but now I'm gonna get into the stuff that you know about. Okay.
All right,
All
sounds good.
right. Hey, it's been your senior season in soccer at Capital City. What were the highs and lows of this past year?
So there was definitely a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but definitely some of the main highs was getting that the first hat trick of the season against Battle. That was a big one, and we kind of bounced back from a tough loss just to get a big win there. And then beating a tough team that was the reigning state champs, we beat Fort Zumwalt South in September, and that was a huge win. I mean, it helped us. It got our team in high spirits. It felt amazing, and just practicing together when like spirits were high, like after that Fort Zumwalt game, for instance, it was just a great feeling. Uh, some lows I would say was definitely getting out of districts as early as we did. Unfortunately, we got out first round against Van Horn, but it's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, Van Horn, they went pretty far
Unfortunately,
though, didn't they?
yeah, they Jefferson City beat them in the final, so
Okay.
they were finalists. They got second,
Okay.
but I mean, and there was multiple games where we lost when we shouldn't have, and there's just lots of tough losses that happen sometimes, but that's just uh,
Sure.
how it goes.
Yeah,
It's the sports.
absolutely. It is sports. That's why they play the game. Exactly it.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, hey, while we're on here, we've got other people watching. I'm going to encourage them to make any comments. If you have questions or special things that you saw as Clayton was out on it's the pitch, right? Is that what they call it?
You have the pitch.
All right, good. See, I got that right. My brother, like, he really loves soccer, so I wish they would have had that really as a high school sport when he was in high school because he would have loved doing that. But I got the word right, pitch. All right.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any comments, just things that you really enjoyed watching Clayton while he was out there, make sure that you chime in with those, and we'll make sure that we get them on here. So, all right, tell us about the difficulty of trying to maintain expectations in wins and losses. You guys, how were you able to handle that compared to last year?
So last year we had a pretty good well, my junior season we had a pretty good season, and so because we did decent, we had a harder schedule the next season. So that means there was going to be some harder games, and we lost a few of our key players. That our first senior class, we lost our center backs, our midfielders, and some really important people. So it's hard to compare in some aspects, but I feel like we almost did as much as we could uh, with the competition we had and the increasing difficulty of
Mhm.
the competition.
Right. A lot of people don't really understand that is a lot of times that's what takes place, as well as I know coaches really like to make sure that schedule difficult teams in order to prepare for districts and hopefully be able to go
Yeah.
on and do that too. So it's a lot that goes into that, and you guys have to put everything together. Tell everybody how many people that you have typically on the pitch at the same time.
Well, we have 11, and then the other team has 11. But I mean, if you get a red card, then that's 10. So there's normally 22 on a field, but there can be around 20 to 22 people at a time.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's a lot going on. Each person has to know what they're doing. A lot of roles. You have to know your role.
So there's a red card and then there's a yellow card, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain to everybody what the difference is between the two of those?
Yeah, so you can get a yellow card. It's kind of like a warning. And so if you get two yellow cards, that's a red card, and you're out for that game, and you're out for the next game as well. So, or you can just get a straight red card, which you would have to foul someone really hard or like do something really bad, which doesn't happen much. It's pretty entertaining when it does happen, but but it's pretty big deal to get a red. But yellows are pretty common, and but you try to stay away from those.
Okay. Are there any other colors of cards that they use when they're out there?
No,
Okay. See,
no,
because
no.
I was just curious if they had a green card, then it would be like confusing. You know that remember that game,
Yeah,
red light, green light.
yeah,
I can see people stopping, going, that kind of thing.
yeah. I know.
Completely
It gets
different game,
confusing.
folks. Just disregard
Yeah,
that. Awesome. Well, thank you for playing along with me on that. You did great. Uh, Clayton, you were a part of a lot of firsts at Capital City. You played in a brand new program at a brand new school. and you scored the first goal ever for the school, and you were also the first player from your school to be named Conference Player of the Year on the CMAC. Tell us about all of that and how special that's all been.
Well, first off, scoring that first goal was something I'll remember probably for the rest of my life. I'll tell my kids about that. And I mean, I'm going to tell my kids about starting this new program, how it wasn't easy, but how grateful I am to be a part of it and help build and set traditions and be able to be a part of it all. It's just amazing. And to be the first ever conference player of the year, it just pushes me to it's just like sets an expectation for me for next time and to push me more and motivate me pretty much.
Oh, good. You've got a lot of people that are proud of you as well. You had Kaylee Lathan. She said, proud of you, Clay. And then
I
Janelle
saw that.
Crow. Janelle Crow, I'm going to go ahead and put that up here real quick. She says, Clayton is my nephew, and he is an amazing person. He shows so much heart, talent, and passion on and off the field. He truly inspires a lot of people and is a great role model for his cousins and all young athletes. We're so proud of you.
Yeah,
Wow.
Janelle, yeah, that's my aunt. We recently recently yesterday had our Christmas on that side of the family. That's my mom's sister, my mom Nicole. That's her sister, and she just had a new baby Jackson,
Okay.
and she has one more Dawson. He's 2. So yeah, I love them. They're great to be around.
Awesome. You also have Diane McDonald. She says, we're proud of you too. So,
Yep, she's my great aunt from Florida.
all right.
She's still in town for
Okay.
Christmas,
I was
so
going to ask, is she still in town or is she in the warm state, sunny state of Florida? But nope, she's still here.
no, she's still here. They leave tomorrow.
All right. Very good. Hey, great stuff you're telling us so far. And, we had a little thing that we do every 2 months, and it's called Sports Locker Magazine. And you happen to be on the cover of this
I
last
know,
issue that we had. So, uh, that was a fun day, and it was not as cold of a day, obviously, as what
I
we're having
know,
right now.
I know. I was wearing short sleeves and shorts.
Yeah. It was
I
a
miss
little
it.
chilly. It was a little chilly that day. I remember a little bit, but not like it is now.
No, I would go back.
There's another question or a comment that we have here. Yep, it's a comment. It's from Grandma Debbie. Clayton is an amazing grandson. He's always kind, helps others, and brings joy to all. It's like, I don't know if you ever heard of this program that they used to have. It was called This Is Your Life. That's kind of like what we're doing right now, Clayton. This is your life, and everybody's just getting to say, it's a wonderful life, just like Jimmy Stewart. It's a wonderful life.
I'm
All
not
right.
sure I've ever heard of that, but
Well, you're
that's
gonna
okay.
have to. I'm sure your grandma, grandpa, and some of the others will let you know. You gotta ask them about that. All right, we got another one here real quick before we move on to the next one. Kevy says it was an honor to watch Clay and all of his team from the start of the program. Very proud of all the accomplishments along the way. Proud of you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Kevy.
guys. Yeah, thank you guys for making all those great comments. We appreciate that. I'm going to move on into the next one. Why don't you tell us about some of your personal accomplishments that you've been selected all conference, all district, and all state teams? How special were those?
So yeah, since I was a freshman, I got those accolades, and like the CMAC Player of the Year, it pushes me for the next year. It like sets an expectation for me, and pushes me to get that and more next time. It makes me want to get there, and it just feels so amazing to get all those awards. It's just a feeling you can't turn down. It makes you want to push harder, and that's pretty much it. I mean, it just motivates me.
Yeah. So before we get on to this, tell everybody kind of what grade you're in right now and what are your plans in the future.
So right now, I'm a senior going into my second semester at Cap City, and I graduate in May. As of now, I'm not committed anywhere. I definitely do want to continue playing soccer, whether that be in college or professional. ultimately the goal is to play professionally, of course, but
How
whichever way I go, I
how
trust
cool
it.
would that be? How cool would that be if, you were able to be a part of the World Cup that's gonna be in Kansas City in what, 4 years, is that right?
Yeah, I know that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Alright. Well
Well, I wouldn't
well,
forget this.
that
That's for sure.
that would be pretty cool, and then we'd have to
Yeah,
have you come on again if you got that far, alright?
yeah, I
Regardless,
would.
we wanna have you come on again just to keep up with you on things anyway, so hey,
All
we've
right.
got one more question before we get started with, our intermission, and I want to ask you, tell us a little bit about your coaches at Capital City and on club soccer. How have they helped you develop as the player that you are today?
So my coaches at Cap City, uh, Coach Carrier, Travis Carrier, Coach Colby Blatz. He's now coaching in for a college in Kansas City, and Jay Hebenheimer. This was his first year with the boys program, but I mean they all push me. They all want me to be my best, and that's what I appreciate the most about them. They support me. They ask me if I need any help with recruiting, if I need extra training. They're always pushing me to be better, and that's what I appreciate about them. And my club coaches, I mean, I've been playing clubs since I was 3 or 4 years old, so I've had a lot of coaches, and of course, my dad was probably my most important coach. But I appreciate all my club coaches. I mean, we would train 2 to 3 times a week, and I mean, I've had multiple, but they've all been pretty important roles
Yeah,
in my upbringing of soccer. So,
we'll get into club soccer a little bit more here, but you don't. I mean, tell about where you play club soccer at. Where's that at?
so right now, me and two other guys on Cap City are playing up in St. Louis for St. Louis Scott Gallagher, and there's different levels in the club, but right now we're playing for the ECNL level. So we play. It's elite clubs national league. So we
Hmm.
play teams from all over the country, and we just recently had a showcase in St. Louis. But before that, I played for a local club, Jefferson City Crew.
Hmm.
But it all starts from here.
Yeah. So I'm going to go one more question into that. You were talking
Mhm.
about practices 2 to 3 times a week. So if it's in St. Louis, that's a little bit of travel.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to my parents because they come up there with us. They drive us up there because after practice, we're all pretty worn out. We carpool together, me, Mo, and Miles. We
Hmm.
carpool up there, and so our parents are a big part of that. They drive us up, make sure we have food like after practice, and we they're it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about that's some serious dedication, and we'll get into about the parents, your parents a little bit, and just the commitment and the sacrifice that parents have to make for
Yeah,
student athletes, like yourself, that are highly talented and have opportunities to be able to take it to the next level. So that there's quite a bit of a commitment there, and I know you appreciate them. Hey,
yeah.
we're gonna make one more little comment here before we go to break, and this is from Ashley Brendel. Clayton, you are one of the kindest and most humble people I know. We are so proud of you on and off the field.
Thank you, Ashley. That is my aunt. That's my dad's sister. She lives up in St. Louis, but
Very good.
yep, she was down here for Christmas, and it was great to see all of them.
Very good. Well, we love all these comments. We had Nicole Reed. She said she loves this. Well, we love doing this and love having Clayton on here. So we've got a lot more that we want to ask him after break, but we're going to take basically about a minute. We're going to have a couple of commercials of our sponsors, and then we will be right back. Clayton, great job. Looking forward to hearing some more.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
While I go to school full time.
While I work full time.
greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Not everybody is an 8 to 5 Monday through Friday type. At CNS, we have employment options for the way you want to work with our flexible scheduling program. Flexible scheduling is designed to fit your lifestyle and allows you to be in control of your schedule. CNS offers insurance plans upon employment. Celebrating 45 years of staffing, CNS Business Services.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, that was our two sponsors, the Missouri Army National Guard and CNS Business Services. We appreciate both of them making sure that we can have this program on every Monday night so we can bring really great student athletes like Clayton Hamler. And we have coaches on here. We've had different people on here as far as some celebrities, Ozzie Smith, Neil Smith, Kimball Anders of the Chiefs. Obviously we're talking Chiefs Kingdom. I'm sorry for those of you that are not for Chiefs Kingdom, but that's just what we're doing around here. That's the connection we have. But the connection that we have with CNS Business Services is they make sure that they promote the different local businesses and make sure that they get the right people in the right positions that they need to have hired. They do an outstanding job with that. So if you know anybody that needs a job, connect them with CNS Business Services, and they'll make sure that they get them into the right place and then the right job. Also, the Missouri Army National Guard. I can't say enough about them on how much we appreciate the sacrifice that the men and women do for our country to provide us the freedoms that we have right here in Missouri as well as in the United States of America. It goes without saying that that is so appreciated. And we know that they are looking for individuals, recruits, that they will be able to maintain that standard and protect our freedoms. So we appreciate both of our sponsors. And again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And I know that Clayton's got some more stuff that he wants to talk about, and he's going to show a little bit of appreciation for some other things. But right now, we're going to have him show some appreciation for some pretty special people. You talked about some of your coaches that you've had, Clayton, but I want to hear a little bit about another coach that you had that's pretty special, your dad. How important has he been in your development?
Well, from the beginning, he's been pushing me and wanting me to be at my best, and still to this day, he still does, making sure I get to my practices, my games, and everything on time, making sure I'm pushing myself as hard as I can be. I mean, he's been my coach since I was a little boy, pretty much. And I just couldn't ask for a better role model in life and better coach, someone pushing me.
Now, I'm probably just guessing, but your dad probably didn't take it easy on you, did he?
No, I mean, there's been times where he's had to tell me what's going on, and I need to snap back into it and push myself even harder. He tells me the truth.
Sometimes the truth is hard to hear, but I think when you get to a certain level and you look back on it, okay, that makes sense. I'm glad he said it. I wasn't too happy then, but I'm glad he said it so that I
Yeah,
got through it, right?
exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Hey, we got somebody else that's proud of you. Hannah Lindsay says, "So proud of you, Clay. We love you, Hannah and Chad."
Yep. So Chad, that's my older brother right now. He's up in St. Louis, and Hannah is his girlfriend.
Okay, very good. So you got a lot of people that are up in St. Louis. So that's what I'm thinking is that when you go up there, you probably got a place where you can go and some people can feed you. If not,
Yeah.
we're just doing a quick shout out for that if they want to.
Yeah.
Show,
Give him
show
some
some of that.
ideas.
Yeah, show some of that love that way, right?
Exactly.
All right, and we'll get to your favorite food here in a little while, but just saying, we'll get there. Tell us a
Okay.
little bit more about your family, Clayton. What values and inspiration have you picked up from your parents, siblings, and other family members?
So I have my parents, Josh and Nicole, and they support me no matter what I do. They push me to be my best. They make sure I'm where I need to be, when I need to be there. When things change, like they help figure stuff out for me. They make sure there's food on the table for all of us every night. they're perfect parents, and they're the best parents. I couldn't ask for better parents. And my younger brother Kobe, he's a freshman this year, and so he played this year with me at Cap City, and it was awesome to see him. I mean, he has tons of potential. It was awesome to see him score his first varsity goal. And Chad, he actually just graduated college, so shout out to him. And we're I'm proud of all of us. We're looking promising.
That's very cool. Sounds like you have a very close knit family, and obviously we're seeing that by all the comments on the program tonight, and that's great. Love it.
Yeah, I love my family.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of family, there is usually that one family member that you can hear yelling louder than anybody else in the crowd. Who is it?
My little brother Kobe,
Right.
100%.
Very, very cool. Now that's unusual because a lot of times it could be the mom or or grandma or somebody else.
Oh, okay. I think I misunderstood your question. Okay,
Okay.
the one cheering for me the loudest.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood your question. I thought
No, you're
you were
good.
just asking me the one that's just the loudest. But yeah, definitely my mom. My
Okay.
mom.
All right. We've got to give credit where credit is due because she'd be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're probably in there listening like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's right. My family, they were very loud. And, my grandmother was so loud that she got kicked out of my baseball game because she was yelling too loud at the umpire. So, um, that's how loud they are. But
Sometimes the refs make my dad pretty upset, but other than that, I
I
still hear
think
him though.
I think that's just across the board in pretty much any sport. You can pretty much see that. And
Yeah,
I feel sorry for them now that I'm outside of participating. But I feel sorry for them a lot of times because that's a lot. There's a lot to look at in a game or a match. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
yeah. I mean, my coaches they were telling me how like we're almost running out of refs, like because the like abuse they get from
Yeah.
parents and players during the games. So it's sad, but in the moment, it's just kind of like
In the
it's
moment, it
hard.
seems like life or death to the fans, doesn't it? I'm serious.
Yeah,
It seems like it's
literally.
life or death. And the bottom line is, and everybody listen to this. The bottom line is, it's a game. That's the
Yeah,
bottom line. I mean, I know some of you people out there that you get super competitive, and when you're playing table games, it's the same way. It's the same way, right?
yeah,
Some serious competition going on.
yeah.
All right, we've got some other people that I want to talk about real quick. You've had quite a few teammates at Capital City. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how special they've been to you?
I mean, all of us at Cap City, we're all pretty good friends at practice. Like that's what make practice so much fun. Like if you're coming in the Cap City program, you're gonna have fun at practice 100%. I love all the teammates. We're all friends. We all still talk even outside of soccer season. But I mean, Mohamed Yanis and Miles Andrews, they play on Gallagher up in St. Louis as well, and they've been my training partners since I was a little boy too. We've played on the same local club, Jeff City Crew, and we've just been around each other. We train with each other, and we'll remember each other forever. And I made some really close friends like Quao, Vertiz Cruz. He goes to Cap City. Mark Anthony Chekwu. He graduated last year, and I've just made some pretty close friends, and it's great. We're all like a big family.
Very good. Uh, carry that on as long as you can. I know a lot of people lose touch as you go on to college and then go on to other things in life, but it's uh it's important that if you can to maintain any of those relationships because you guys spend a lot of time with one another, and I
Yeah,
think that that's something that you can hold on to for a long time.
I
That's
agree.
good. Okay. uh, all right, we got another question here that I want to ask. Your article was titled, let me see if I can get it right. It's always hard to do this the opposite way, but your article was titled "Trustworthy Trailblazer: What do you most want to leave behind to future student athletes at your school?"
I mean, the records and stuff are amazing, but that's not the main goal. Like I want to be known as the guy that always worked, the guy that that pushed himself in the classroom as much as he did on the field, and be remembered for just a hardworking guy and leave traditions. And I mean, the records and stuff will just come along with all that.
Hmm.
Just being able to leave a mark is my goal and what I want to do.
Yeah, speaking of leaving a mark, we'll get to that in the speed round because I have a good question for that leaving a mark. But
Oh
I
gosh.
want you to I want you okay, so while we're doing this part here, Kobe, I want you to, if you would, type in what you most appreciate about your brother and you know, playing soccer with him. So he came on here and he said, "So proud of you, Clayton, number one brother." So, I figured if he's going to give a shout out that way, let's see what he most admires about you. Okay,
Yeah, I
and then you
agree.
could, and then we can, then you can have that forever ingrained in video, and you'll be able to pull it up anytime that he
Yep.
needs a reminder of that. Right?
Yep.
All right. Hey, speaking of some of the things you talked about, a hat trick. Why don't you tell everybody what a hat trick is, and then also what um, your record has been as far as the goals scored, some other statistics that you're pretty proud of.
Okay. So a hat trick is when you score 3 goals in a game, and it's as simple as that. It's just 3 goals in a game, which is hard to do depending on the team you play, but it's still a pretty big achievement in a game. So as far as some of the records, uh, I scored the first ever goal in Capital City history, which is a huge one for me.
Hmm.
And I don't know all of them, but I think this season I broke the goal scoring record. There's 20 goals in 24, 25 games, and
Okay.
I just strive to be better. That
Yeah.
that just pushes me
All right.
at the end of the day.
Very good. And hey, Kobe did not fail us. He came on. He said he is super nice and hardworking, and he's always pushing me to be better.
Oh yeah, now
There
I
you
got it on
go.
film.
That's right. It's right there. Boom. Thanks, Kobe. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Hey, you've done a good job, but I want one last question before we get to the speed round. And I know you're a little unsure about what's going to be in the speed round, but that's okay. It's not going to be bad. I talked about leaving a mark.
Okay.
We'll get to that later. Um, but what have you appreciated the most about attending school at Capital City?
Definitely starting up everything, like being the first students there, is like not even in the soccer program. That's definitely a huge part of it all. But starting traditions, starting certain things that will be remembered forever in uh, the up and coming years and stuff like that. This everyone there, like in my class, is leaving a mark. Not specifically just me, but it's just will be remembered.
Very good. Very good. I need to ask you this question because I almost thought you were there. I might be wrong on that, but we had sports soccer. We planted a tree out there at Capital City. Were you out there for that? Do you remember that?
I think I was. I think I
Okay.
was.
All right. There was a big group of you student athletes that came out there and kind of helped us ceremonially plant a tree, just a way to give back to the environment. So,
Yeah, I think I was there. I remember that.
and I saw that tree is still alive, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Very
They're
good.
taking care.
Okay. You've done an outstanding job. Now it's time. I mean, I've been having fun, but we're going to have some more fun. It's time for
All
the
right.
speed round. So I've got some questions for you. I'm going to throw in a few questions that I know that Jay would ask you. And I mean, he's not here, but this is in honor of Jay. He always says that he is a food guy. So after a game, what is your go-to food or snack?
I love cereal. That's my big
Okay.
thing. I like. I mean, I don't really have a favorite cereal. I like the Special K's. I
Okay.
like those. But I also like Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios. You can never go wrong with those. And there's lots of other ones, but cereal in general.
Very good. Hey, we got another quick comment. We got it from Travis Kerr. No better job than coaching. Love all my players, but this dude is a different breed. One of the greatest people I've had the pleasure of knowing or coaching. Proud of you, Clayton.
Thanks,
Uh,
Coach.
that's awesome. Very
Yeah,
good.
definitely.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate that. Okay, cereal. Got it. We had another soccer player on here, and you probably know him. You got Ethan, who is
Hmm.
now at Columbia College, Ethan Blake, and you know what his go-to food was? Just take a guess.
What?
Rice.
Uh, Rice. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I love chicken and rice. Chicken and
Okay,
rice is really good.
but he just said plain rice, and Jay was just like, "What? You got to put something with it." Jay, it threw Jay completely off. So you had a better question, that a better answer that Jay could relate to, cereal. So I know he will appreciate that. He still
Okay.
makes fun of Ethan for the rice comment, so it's okay. All right. Hey, in yards, how far can you kick a soccer ball
Um,
in the air?
uh, in the air. So like, okay. Probably like I would say 40 to 50 yards.
Okay, that's a good kick.
That's a generous answer, I would say.
Okay.
That's a good answer.
Now you can stretch it a little bit, but that's all right. I know you're not that kind of guy, so that's okay. You did good.
That's without wind.
Okay, without wind. There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of kick, what animal would you compare the power of your kick to?
Um, probably alligator. They bite super hard, I think. So like
Okay.
the biting power of that.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like I can
I'm
kick pretty hard.
I'm just gonna stay out of your way then. I'm glad. That's one of the things that when we did your photo shoot, I made sure that I stood away from you guys as you were over there kicking. And if people will check out too, I don't know if anybody knew that or not, but the QR code on the magazine, you can scan that and you can see an actual video of the photo shoot that we had with Clayton, and that was a lot of fun. We always enjoy doing that.
Yeah, that
Um,
was super cool.
yeah, it was good. All right, next question. This going back to food. What are the two most
Okay.
unusual foods you like to combine?
Um, man, I don't know. I'm a really picky eater. Um, I'm not really sure. I can't really think of any right now on the spot, but um,
Okay, what would be two
I'm
foods
not
that
sure.
you would not put together?
Anything with mustard. I hate mustard.
Anything with
I
mustard.
hate it.
Okay,
I hate mustard.
okay.
I mean, probably like avocados and mustard. I don't know.
I love it. I
I
love
really
it.
like avocado.
Grandma said Clayton does not combine foods.
Yeah, yeah, she knows that.
That's great. Thank you, Debbie. Hey,
My foods don't touch on my plate.
yep, that's good. Jesselyn Carrier said, "Great player, but even a greater role model for everyone." Thank you,
Thank you,
thank you,
Jesselyn.
Jesselyn. That's awesome. All right, we're gonna keep going. Um, how many miles do you think you run in a typical soccer match?
Probably 6 to 8,
Okay.
I'll probably say. I mean, and it depends on the position you play, but I play in like the midfield, so it's a lot of just like up and back. So
Hmm.
probably 6 to 8.
Okay, that's a lot. So yes,
Yeah,
you would be able to eat lots of cereal after you were done because you had burned off a
yeah,
lot
I
of
know.
calories.
Yep,
All right, good. Or even some of Ethan Blake's rice if he would share it. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to ask him about that.
You need to. All right. What is the most unusual superhero you most resemble?
Um, well, my favorite superhero is Spider-Man. I don't. But my own,
Yeah, just we can go with that. Why is he your favorite superhero?
just because he's a little teenage boy making a difference and in a big city. You know what I mean? Like, and I think just his superpower is super cool.
And he can get to wherever he wants above the traffic, right?
Yeah, and he can climb on walls and
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Not good if you don't like heights. Do you like heights?
I don't mind heights.
Okay.
I like roller coasters.
Yep, me too. I do. Love it. All right. Here's where we're talking about leaving the mark. What's the most painful part of your face that a soccer ball has hit?
Probably my nose. My nose, like I remember one time in a game, I just got hit in the nose. It just started bleeding immediately, and I was wearing an all white uniform, and it just blood everywhere. It
Yeah,
sucked.
yeah, I can imagine it would, and that's one of the reasons right there why I did not want to participate in soccer because you have no equipment on other than shin guards. People are kicking you, and they're kicking
Yeah.
things at you, and
Well,
and I mean, I'm just saying. You can look at
no,
my
yeah,
head, you can see that there's things that could happen that shouldn't happen. So people might mistake my head for a soccer ball and kick my head. That's what I'm just concerned about that.
especially when it's cold. If you get hit
Ah,
with a ball at all, when it's cold on your skin, that just hurts. That just sucks.
yeah.
But
Now another
yeah,
thing that you see a lot in soccer is guys doing what they call a header. Um, when you guys are doing that, two of you are going for the ball at the same time. Sometimes more than two. Have you ever hit heads with somebody?
yeah, it sucks.
Hmm.
It definitely does not feel good. Uh, yeah, that just sucks.
Okay, so Clayton, here's a question that everybody's going to want to know. Then why? Why are you playing that sport?
Well, it's headers are just like a little thing in there,
Yeah.
but all in all, I just love it.
No, I'm just kidding. I know it's a great sport, and it is not something that's just popular in the United States. But talk a little bit about the popularity around the world.
It's probably, I mean, overseas in Europe, it's like the biggest thing. I mean, there was a thing I saw, the World Cup final got like 4 billion views in the whole world, and like the Super Bowl got like a couple million views,
Hmm.
like 100 million views or something like that. But it just like shows like the difference in popularity just around the whole world. And I think in the US it's coming up
Yeah,
and it's getting bigger, and this next World Cup in 2026 will definitely help that it's going to be in the US. I'm
yeah,
hoping to go to some of the games.
yeah. And it's going to be where we talked about that before the program.
Chiefs Stadium, Arrowhead.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Now, I'm still holding out hope that you will be participating, not just watching.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping. I just got to
Okay.
keep working.
All right. Keep working hard. Keep eating your
I will.
cereal. Make sure you're eating your cereal, and maybe try out the rice from Ethan Blake. But I have
I
one
will.
last speed round question, and it's an important one. What
Okay.
what chore around the house do you dislike doing the most?
I mean, probably vacuuming because we have a Roomba, but sometimes my mom still makes me vacuum, and I'm just like, well, we have a Roomba. I don't know why we have to vacuum, but my mom really doesn't make, but my parents don't make me do much chores, so I don't mind doing them most of the time. But vacuuming probably.
Okay. We're just throwing lots of information out there. Lots of information. Future wife for Clayton Hamler. He does not like vacuuming.
Yeah, we gotta have a Roomba.
Got to have a Roomba. All right. Hey, we got one more comment here. Brandon Owsley says, "Let's go, Clay. Unbelievable player and better young man." Thank you,
Thank you,
Brandon.
Brandon.
That's awesome. Hey, Nicole is she's laughing and crying at the same time. She's laughing out loud, so that's good. I'm
Oh
sure.
my
I'm sure
gosh.
Mom is just crying. She's like, "What? what is the deal? I don't make him do that much, but he can vacuum my
Yeah, I
house.
know.
Come on.
I know. She's probably gonna have the vacuum ready when I go out there.
All right. And Kaylee said noted. Uh, I would say that, if you really don't like vacuuming and you want one of those Roombas, that could, I know we just missed Christmas, but you can put that on your wish list.
Yeah, next year.
All right, very good. Hey, Clayton, is there anything else that you want to share, or anything that you want to say about the different people that have supported you? And
I mean, I just appreciate everyone, uh, specifically my family, my close friends, my girlfriend. I love them all. It feels so good to have all the support with me, and I just owe it to all of them to get there, to get to where I want to be at that level. So I'm just thank you to everyone, and I promise you I will make it.
very good. I'm going to have you hold on here with me while I close out the program, and I'll visit with you right after we get done. But you have done an outstanding job, and you made it
Thank
through
you.
all of the. Oh my goodness! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Hold the phones. We've got a guy that is coming on. My co-host Jay Gill says, "I wish I was feeling better. Clayton was such a patient and respectful man during the photo shoots. Because of his attitude, we knew he would be a cover athlete." So awesome,
Awesome. Thanks,
Jay.
Jay.
Yeah, thank you, son, for giving us that comment. We know that you would have been bringing the heat and on those speed round questions. I hope I did you, some justice, Jay. I mean, he likes cereal. Just in case you're joining us late, he likes cereal, and he's going to talk to Ethan about rice. So
Yep.
leave it at that. Again, hold on with me afterwards, Clayton. But man, you've been such a joy to do this interview with. And if
Thank you for
people want
having
to,
me.
absolutely, if people want to check this out, it'll be on our Facebook page, obviously, and they can also go to our YouTube channel. That's Sports Locker Magazine, One Nation, so you can find it on there.
All
Um,
right.
we thank everybody for joining us tonight, the day after Christmas. I know that you guys thought you would have a letdown, but this has been the highlight of December 26, 2022. Clayton Hamler on the program, One Nation of Sports Soccer Magazine Extra. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And as always, we appreciate you being a part of the program. God bless you, and we will see you next week.